So I've been online since 2014, but in 2016, somewhere around there, is where I got introduced to books and writing and those things. How I was introduced to this area of publishing was there was an opportunity for me to publish my story, or not my whole life story, like a story for someone else's book. So if you ever heard of book anthology or book collaboration, that's where I wrote. That's where I actually became an author, given the title of an author. And so I paid to be a part of that, and so many of those books. And when I got my feet wet in that, that's when I went on to say, you know what? I'm going to write my own books. So I published my own book. Then I got into a few more of those opportunities with the anthologies. And then I found my forever mentor, Rhonda, on Facebook, and she was teaching women how to build a publishing business. All right, so this is a business side of publishing where I learned how to publish books, not just for myself, but for other people, meaning having a publishing company. And I grew that company, BWE Publishing and Consulting. We still have our Facebook page is still up. I think the website might be still up. I still work with a few clients here and there. When I feel like if I want to go that direction, or if it's somebody that I really want to work with, I will work with a few people here and there, but our website should still be up. But BWE Publishing and Consultant was born in 2018. First, she was Boss Women Elite Publishing. Okay. I set out to publish books for just women, but then I started to get a lot more men to come to me. I have worked with some pastors, leaders, and so that gave me the opportunity. So I was like, okay, let me rename it. So I renamed it. I kept Boss Women Elite. I just used the initials. So BWE, that's what BWE stands for, Boss Women Elite. And I decided to name it Boss Women Elite Publishing and Consulting because I was doing both. I was publishing and then I was consulting for companies as well. So just a little backstory of my publishing. So I closed down the service part of my business, meaning I did not, post any more content about it. I still get tagged on Facebook, but I just kind of like did away with that portion because I really wanted to come on to YouTube. I wanted to use my platform on YouTube to teach. I taught some publishing things like what I'm doing now, but just a little bit more detail. I was doing it first. And, I was selling digital products, writing my own books, got into that rhythm. So yeah, I've been trucking on since then. I might have changed my messaging from here and there, but it's still since been the same. So I just want to give you background on my publishing, where it comes from, my love for it. Since I was a young girl, I love reading books. I love having books. I am a fan of book series, and my mom bought me books and things like that when I was younger, and so I just always been fascinated with books. So being on this business side and learning publishing and learning that industry, has been it's been fantastic to say the least. So now my fascination has been with shorter books. Let me show you a few of my short books that I printed in 2024. So again, now my fascination is on shorter books, and I'm talking about books that are 50 pages or less, that solve one problem. I've been fascinated with that since I don't know when. I was telling the ladies in my YouTube community, my paid membership, definitely want to join there because that's where I give a lot of behind the scenes things. But I was telling them about a book that I had read by an author named Michelle Cope. And when I read her book, I think it was her book called 28 books. Yeah, 28 books to 100K. And when I read that book, that's where I was like, okay, you know what? You know how you had that mindset shift? It was like, yes, I can make a living publishing books. And when I read her book, it solidified what I knew I could do. You know how you know that you can do something, but you haven't really seen it yet, or someone has or you never seen it yet, or you've never experienced it. Like maybe you don't think that you could do that. So that's how I was feeling. So when I read her book, it solidified for me, like, yeah, you can do this. But in her book, she was talking about writing books that were 100 pages or less, and she gave this whole breakdown on writing a book a month. So I was like, okay, I really like that. But I'm like a branding type of person. I like to take things and make them my own. I don't mind following anyone else's blueprint. There's some things that I, even now, how I come up with my topic for my books, that I learned from Michelle. However, but when I read that book, I was like, you know what? I want to take this a little bit further to make this mine. So that's where the MiniHER book concept came from, where I said, you know what, instead of writing 100 pages or less, let's go down to 50 or less. And I first had to do it myself, right? So I started a book series. It's 3 books in this series, but I started a book series, and I want to say, okay, can I break this topic down in these 3 different stages where they can become books? And I was able to do that. The concept is just genius. Now online, some people may say mini book, or I have one writing friend that says minimalist book. That's the word he uses. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to steal your thunder. So let me say MiniHER book. And plus it's like mini and then her, because I'm a girl, I'm a woman, so I don't know where it came from. It doesn't make sense, but it doesn't have to make sense to other people, just as long as it makes sense to me, right? So that's where that concept came from. And I've been riding with that ever since. And I even created my own custom GPT and Chat GPT too, that will allow anyone that wants to use that custom GPT, and it will actually write their book for them. So I've learned how to program, use custom GPTs and all those great things. So I have my own entire formula in how I formalize my MiniHER book. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. Kind of show you my thought, give you my thought process around what my steps are when it comes to formalizing a book or book ideas. I will say, anytime I approach any book, I'm always thinking long term, and I think in series, because shorter books are focused on problem solving. Like, I don't want to overwhelm my reader, and I love also using SEO friendly words, evergreen content, things that can live on. I treat my book like digital real estate, okay, and not just a creative project. So I love to see a library of books. I want each book to become a part of my ecosystem. Okay. So when I use words like ecosystem, real estate, that's if you feel me, then it will click for you. Okay. So for me, it's not about being creative or wanting to tell my life story. No. Okay. For me, it's about using what's up here, whether it's creative, whether it's knowledge, and putting them into shorter books. Most of the time, if you're listening to me now, there's some type of topic that you are knowledgeable on, whether it's through experience or whether it's through what you've learned. There is a way that you can break that knowledge down and put it into shorter books, instead of trying to rack your brain and putting it into bigger book. Here's what I know as a reader myself: the behaviors of readers, right? When someone goes to your Amazon author page and they read, let's say they read one book, there's a way in which you can use the inside of your book, digital real estate, to lead to other books. Because if they're learning about email marketing, right? As an author like this one, they've learned about email marketing for authors. That's for nonfiction authors, is what I wrote here. On the inside, naturally, there is going to be somewhere where the reader is going to want more, right? So my thought process is, how can I serve more and me serving more will make me more money. Okay, so that's my thought process. I am always thinking ecosystem. I'm always thinking long term, and I'm always thinking, how can I flip this and make this better and make this work for me even long term? Because everybody that purchases my books are not going to, if I have a digital product inside my book where they can go and purchase, everyone won't purchase at the same time. However, somebody might come a month later and purchase. Somebody might come a year later and purchase. And so think about that. I mean, when you sit down and think about that, the possibilities, okay? I am the type that's not, I don't care about guarantees. I look at the possibility of what could happen. Because if it's going to happen, I want it to happen for me, and I want it to be set up so that it can happen. So I don't use fear and thinking, oh, I don't know, will that happen? Would somebody actually buy, my course for my book? I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see. You never know what's going to work. So here are my steps. These are probably the steps you want to write down. The first thing I do is I start with one clear topic. Okay. Remember that your audience needs clarity. Okay. Explain things in like one question, one problem, one transformation, one. So examples in my world is publishing costs. That can be a book. Quiet digital income. That can be a book. Simple systems. That's a book. Soft life business mindset. That's a book. Okay. So I don't brainstorm forever. I choose from questions people ask me, YouTube content, sometimes my own journey. Most of the time now is my own journey, what I've done, what I've succeeded in. I will also think about too, I do look at I use Amazon to look at what people are searching for around my topic. Not that I want to write about what someone else is writing about or have a book about what someone else is writing about, but how can I come from a different angle? Okay. What's a different area that I can come from? Okay. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to give you, I think it's 12 different topics or 12 different type of books that you can think about writing, that you can plug that into any topic that you want. Okay, so stay tuned for that. I want to give you that, so maybe you can leave from this video with ideas of the books that you want to write, and that way when you get into the YouTube membership, then you'll have everything you need there, including I'll also include my GPT and all those great, I have those things in there so that you can get what you need to get your books to get started. Okay, so that's first things first. Okay, you got to have a clear message or topic. Second thing that I do, I speak what I want to write, and then I write. I speak and then I write. That's for me. Okay. I share my workflow, my YouTube videos. I have videos in my Loom account. And sometimes if I don't have that topic, I'll just talk through it on Loom, let it transcribe, and I use my voice. Okay. I'm all about working smarter and not harder. Okay, I can sit down and I have tons of videos. This is for me. I have tons of videos that I can sift through to say, okay, that video will go great here for this book. Yeah, it does take a little bit of organization to make sure that in my Loom account it's going to be sufficient. But even if I didn't have it, if I recorded, a 20 to 30 minute lesson, then I can get that transcribed. Okay. I just much rather, because I do use AI. Okay. Yes, I do. If you don't, that's on you. I'm talking about what I do, what my process is. So I do, but I don't use it like others use it. Some people use it to write their book. I don't. I use my own voice, and you can't get no authentic to my voice than on my video. Step 3, this is what I do. I have a simple structure for my books are no more than 50 pages. Okay. I keep it real digestible. So I have how I lay it out is I have an introduction, And then I have 5 to 7, no more than 7 core sections or chapters. And that's all. Okay, of course I have a closing. In the front of the book, sometimes I will have a lead magnet or a freebie or something to go along with the book. But even in between the book, so there's a page in between the book, I may offer something, maybe like, following me on YouTube or something like that. And then the back of the book, besides having my bio, I give my readers an opportunity to maybe go to the next step. So that depends on what I have and what I'm offering at the moment. Okay. So it could be a simple digital product, but it goes along with the book, and it goes along so good that it's going to be a complete next step for the reader. Okay. So because here's the truth, you're going to have people that are going to want the next step. And if you don't give it to them, they'll find somebody else to do that. Okay. So that depends how you operate your business. If you want to go that far, I'm not saying that you have to, but this is what I do. This is what my process is, because I have so many assets and things like that. I want to put these things to use. Okay. And I'm a systematic person. So I want someone to be able to scan the QR code in my book and be able to get directed to where they're going to get directed to. Okay. So that's how I really lay out my book. Again, I have a custom GPT that I programmed just for MiniHER books. So she already knows, hey, this book layout goes like this. You got an introduction. You got this chapter. This chapter needs to say this, not say this, but it needs to go like this, so that your book is flowing. That's what my custom GPT would do. And I love it. And that's what I use, because that helps me to stay on track in my book as well, so that I'm not going over 50 pages. All right. Because that's what I teach. And that's what the goal is, to stay within that 50-page range. Step 4. Now, when it comes to putting the format in the book together, most of the time I do it all in one sitting. So an hour or two. On my Trello board, I have a day designated just for my books. I'm getting ready to bump that up to 2, because I'm getting rid of one main thing I'm doing my business, and really formalize that into 2 days. So I have 2 days. So I'll spend an hour or two after I do my content, because I have a content business. So if I'm recording a YouTube video, I get that done and write my blog or whatever, and then I work on what I need to work on that day. And if it's a designated day for writing, most of the time, I can go ahead and get a book done that day, and then I can go ahead and send it over to my formatter. Because you remember, if this is your first video, I don't format my own books. I have to pay somebody to do that. I don't want to learn how to do that. To me, it takes up too much time. So I'll just send that over to someone else. And I have a couple designated people on Fiverr that formats my books. They know my brand. They know what I like. So they're pretty familiar with them. I can just send them a message and say, hey, I'm ready for the next book. And, they will get that done for me. But yeah, when it comes to the formatting, they do that. So that's my rhythm. If I can't get it done that day, it's okay. I go on to the next day, or whenever my next writing day, I'll go on and make it do what it do. Okay. I really don't like to stress myself. I do have really big goals and how many books I do want to publish. But I'm not going to stress myself in doing it, but I'm going to give myself grace in doing it. But I have some pretty big goals when it comes to my books this year in 2026. My steps, when it comes to writing. Okay. If you want to see how I publish, that's another part after it's written and published. Definitely join the YouTube membership to do that. But I want to encourage you to, if you are going in this process, to start small. Don't try to put so much on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. If you decide to go in this type of route where you are, writing, because I've talked to a few of you in my previous videos in the comments. And again, if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My goal is to, again, share my journey and what I am doing. I only like to share what I do. Okay. There are tons of videos out there. If you want to I don't go against the grain, but I have my way of doing things, and that's why I share the way I do. Sometimes my way is going to be a little crazy versus the traditional way. If you typed in how to publish a book, somebody else's way is going to be way different from mine. Okay. I have a different way of thinking and how I publish and why I publish certain books. I'm just looking over because I'm going to pull up those 12 book topics that I said I will share with you. But yeah, like even last night, before I was going to bed, I had this, not an idea. It's an idea that I always had for a book series, but I kind of like had put it to the side. And I saw a video last night because I was cleaning up my computer, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to delete that video. Let me go ahead and upload it to my Loom. And let me upload it to my Loom, and because I use Loom, and I like Loom too because it allows me to keep my videos together. Like I can have a folder. So I uploaded the video, and I was like, oh, let me check on that video that I put in Loom. Let's see if I got a transcription from it, and I did. So I took the transcription, and I was like, let me play. I'm just playing in a Chat GPT at this time. I wasn't using my GPT that I created for books. I just picked, I just said new chat. I'm just playing around. So I started playing around, and I was like, I told it based on the transcript to, provide certain things for a book or whatever. And then I remember that with that video, I had 5 more videos to go with that. So I was like, this could be another series, right? So it could be a series of 6 books. And before I know it, ChatGPT had created the covers for me. I mean, and everything. Let me show you right here. I'm going to show you right here. And so I'm like, girl, you just be doing stuff. You just be doing too much sometimes. I be doing too much. But let me share with you these 12. These are your book ideas, but you can use these for any topic. Okay, so let me get these and show these. I'm also going to put these on a Google Doc. Okay, so I'll put the link in the description in a Google Doc. You can go, as long as you have a Google account, you'll be able to easily be able to get to it. Okay, so the first type of book, and I'm gonna credit this to Michelle Cope because I got this from her. Okay, so this is how I create my series. The first one is the list or tip book. Okay, so this book right here, this is actually a tip book. This is a list book. So like this right here was 50. This is 50 book writing prompts for women service providers. This is a list. Okay, so you have a list of, let's say you plant, maybe you plant flowers. A list of, I guess, places that you can purchase plant bowls or something like that, but a list. Okay, or a tip book. So there can be 2 different ones. A tip book and a list book are 2 different things. So it can be either one. So a tip book or a list book. So whatever your topic is, can you take that topic and create a tip or a list book? Those are so faster to create. And I'm not talking about just put a one on the page, and then what I did was, because this was a list of book prompts, I just put the prompt and then I put a place for her to write. Okay, I made this very, very simple. So I put the prompt and then I put a list for her to write. That's as simple as I made that book. Okay, the next one is the mistakes book. I am sure in your industry and your topic, there are mistakes that people made. Okay, can you have a book of mistakes that people made? Make that a book. Number 3, the letter book. I thought this was interesting. So like, I don't know if you've seen books that are like a letter to, like, one of my examples is Dear Sister Hiding Her Gift. That may be something that, I may write about. Maybe a letter to your older self, a letter to your to your 15-year-old self, something like that. That can be a book too. Fourth one is the Book of Questions series, the Book of Questions. Okay. So like 20 questions to clarify your book idea. That's the idea that ChatGPT gave me. She also gave me 25 ideas to identify your profitable niche. So questions, that's a great place too. Okay. Number 5 is the habits books. Okay. Those do very, very well. So the habits book do very, very well because you can have, one example it gave me was 10 morning habits for moms who lead. That can be 8 habits to strengthen your faith and focus. So habits. Okay. The next one is the advice from the pros. This is something that you can do with just yourself, or I would suggest this one will be with other people. Like I talked about the anthology type of book. So one of the ideas it gave me is the Publishing Experts Playbook. So I could get a bunch of publishing experts, and I have them to write a chapter, and we can make a book out of that. That's an idea. I used to do book anthologies. Those are great to put together, book anthologies, and you can actually make income from that because you can charge people, because there's a cost to publishing, right? So you can charge people. You're not charging people a ton of money. Now some people, they make a lot of money doing it. They charge people thousands of dollars to write a chapter. I mean, if people want to do that, they can. There's nothing wrong with that. One thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to tell anybody something is wrong. If that's what you want to do, do it. I'm not doing it, but if that's what you want to do it. But if that's something that you want to do, maybe you have some friends and you guys can write a book together. It does take a collaborative part because it costs to publish, so you can charge people. There's people I know they use that strategy as a whole business model. It's a whole business model, people do that. So the next one, number 7, is the Number of Days book. So 7 days to write your book, 21 days to get your best body, it's kind of like tips, but it's giving someone structure to something to do every day to get to the end result. Okay. The next one is the secrets books. Now this one is very, very popular. Just like I started on that one, I got Power Publishing Secrets. This one, it gave me another one for 10 secrets to selling MiniHER books daily. So that's a good one. So that right there, 7 secrets to getting your best body or something like that. But you can that's a way that you can publish a type of book. Number 9 is the top blank book. So for example, the top 25 digital products, the top 10 tools to run your soft business, something like that. And the last one I said was 12, it's only 10. Okay. The step-by-step book. Okay. So this is where you put the word step. 10 steps to writing a book that sells. Okay. 10 steps to losing 25 pounds, so I'm just saying what comes to mind. Okay. So again, I'm gonna put this in a Google Doc down below in the description. I just put it on a Google Doc so you can kind of remember, and you plug this into ChatGPT based on your topic. So ask it based on your topic. I would like to, publish a list book, a mistakes book, and have it to give you some options. Okay. Now, what I personally do, what I like doing is, for instance, the list or the tip book, I asked it to provide me a series. So I would like I ask for the series name, and then it will formalize for me the different books I can put in that series that would make sense. Okay. There's not a right or wrong how many books can go in a series. I have a 3-book series, and I have I plan to have one of my series will be 5 books, 6 books, the one I just talked about. So it doesn't matter how many books can go in this series. The thing about it, you want, as I showed my picture of what ChatGPT put together, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Okay, it was just something I just put together. That's not on my 2026 list of books to do, so that's probably going to be put to the side. But like I showed you, you want your covers to be similar. Okay, whether you change up the colors, because the way Amazon works, when you have a a list of books, a collection of books, it just makes it more attractive. It makes it more attractive to readers who are looking for whatever they're looking for from you. Okay. So I hope this video helped you to kind of get you just a little bit inside my brain when it comes to putting together books, how I do things, why I love, again, I love writing in series. I'm going to do a series. I standalones, no, because I think ecosystem, and I'm always thinking, okay, how can I expand on this, make this better? So yeah, but plug those in. Let me know what you come up with. Let me know if that was helpful. Again, I'll be uploading some more in-depth trainings. Especially they're probably going to be most of the trainings are going to be current, like what I actually recorded. I'm thinking about putting some together that that are more in depth, that I already recorded, to give you access as well. Okay, so I got some things coming for my YouTube membership. Okay, so you guys get the goods. All right. So again, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so when I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. And again, thank you so much for being a part of my community. Go to mysoftLifeBiz.com. That's where you can find the rest of my work. Also, I'll be talking more in some videos about the digital products that I sell as well. I'll be talking more about that, but I am a affiliate of two different communities that definitely I'm going to continue to talk about because they're just good. One of the communities is all about faceless brand and faceless. If you want to build a faceless brand, that community is just amazing. The other one, if you are really into wanting to learn how I do these things like email marketing, there's a way of doing business online. And I think sometimes people approach being online casually and I see it all the time because, of course, everybody wants to get paid for being online, having an online business. But Digital Profits You definitely helps you to set that foundation for building your online business. There's a way of doing business online. There's a way to doing this, and you can't approach it like an amateur, okay? But here's the great thing that I love about Digital Profits You. I learned so much about different ways of not making income, but different ways on how I can navigate my business. That's where I learned my blogging from as well, and how this internet works. I just love knowing those things, and that's why I'm so good with strategy when it comes to my business, because that's the way I think. Okay, so Digital Profits You helped me with that, along with it also gave me some assets too. So like I said, I'm an affiliate of Digital Profits You. When you purchase, you will become an affiliate as well, where if you want to share with other people, you can make money that way as well, being an affiliate. I talk about being an affiliate all the time, okay? And there's also some other, like, smaller assets that she has in there that are like not courses, but they're courses, but they're like mini courses. Like I think it's like 12. You can take those out as well, and you can sell those individually if you want to, set up your business that way. So it not only does Digital Profits You show you how to build a online business, it also gives you assets in which you can build upon your business and make more money. So I put both of those are in my description, either way that you want to go, but definitely I think every woman that comes online definitely needs digital profits. Because you need to learn these online skills. You need to know how to do business online. Yeah, you need to learn how to do business online. And that's different than just setting up an Instagram and posting anything. No, there is a way of posting. That's how I've been able to make money without being fully monetized on YouTube, because there's a way that I post. There's a way how you do video. There's a way of doing business online. So that is definitely my highest recommendation. Okay. Anyways, have a great one, and I'll see you in the next video.